Okay, so event is being recorded. Perfect. Okay. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is November 18th and it is 6:01 p.m. Okay, first on our agenda, I will do roll call. So let's see. Okay, Commissioner Akanda,
Present.
would you prefer that we mute ourselves and respond when we take roll? Erwin?
Yes, you do need to unmute yourself and reply.
Okay, so maybe. Okay, sorry, I could not hear that at all. I think it was on. Hello?
Can you hear me?
No. Sorry, cannot hear you. Let's try that again. Speaker. Okay, can you say something, Alicia?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello, hello? No?
Chair Gallardo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Let's see. Can everyone else hear her? Everyone is.
Yeah.
Okay, so for some reason, why can't I hear?
Can you hear
Oh
Erwin?
my goodness.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Chair Gallardo, can you hear me? Can you hear me talking? No?
Yes.
I cannot hear anyone.
Everybody else can. Wow, okay.
Is going to be the problem.
Okay.
USB. Hello? No? No? Okay, so I cannot hear anyone at all. Hello? Okay, yes, I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. Oh my God. Hello?
Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
I'm here. I can hear you.
I can hear.
All right, I cannot hear Judy anymore.
Judy's muted, I think.
Yeah, it looks muted.
So he's still, yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if this is going to get an echo because
No, you're good.
okay. All right. So then let's go ahead and continue. So I was at the roll call portion. So Commissioner Akana.
Present, Judy.
Yes. Commissioner Andrade. Okay, so absent. Commissioner Duran. I see Commissioner Duran there. So maybe he is having technical difficulties as well, but I see Miguel Duran on the call. I myself am present. Commissioner McCabe? Do we see McCabe? I don't see Commissioner McCabe. Okay, so he is absent. Commissioner Moore?
Present.
Commissioner Munoz Andrade?
Present.
Okay. And Commissioner Moroka? Okay, we see you there on the call. Okay.
I'll call him right now.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so then moving on to the public comment section of our agenda. Persons may address the board commission on any subject matter within the board commission's jurisdiction that is not listed as an item on this agenda. State law generally prohibits the board and commission from discussing or taking action on any issue not included on the agenda. But if appropriate, the board commission may schedule the topic for future discussion or refer the matter to staff. So if you wish to make a comment, please submit comments electronically at the following link here or website that is listed on our agenda. Okay, then action items for tonight's meeting. The items listed in this section of the agenda will be considered individually by the commission and are expected to elicit discussion and deliberation. If you wish to comment on one of these items, please submit comments electronically again at the same link, virtual meetings link. Okay, so item number 1, approval of the August 19th, 2020 minutes. In addition, we have item number 2, so consideration of canceling the 40th anniversary in 2021 as opposed to postponing the event. So now we can vote on these two, make a motion to vote on these 2 items.
Are you, so Chair Gallardo, are you want to do vote on the two items all at once?
Yes, that's what it says up above. Typically, we do them as a group, correct? Unless
well,
there are questions.
Yeah, I think there for the canceling, I would like to because there is a staff comment part, so I would like to just kind of go over that with you all before you make the motion. But I think I suggest you approve the minutes first, and then we can go ahead and move on to the next item.
And move on to number 2. Okay, so then, yeah, so this is the motion to approve just the August 19th, 2020 minutes. If there are no questions, any comments, do we have a second on this?
I'll second it.
Second it, okay. So all in favor of passing the minutes, please say aye.
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 Okay. Anyone opposed? Please say nay.
Judy? Hello?
Yes?
You do need to do the public comment and do the 2-minute comment, like on the script that I sent you.
The public comments? Yes. By the way, I did not receive anything other than the general agenda from you.
Oh,
but
okay.
Okay, I did send it, but I can resend it to you right now.
Oh, yes, please. And then this public comment section, I did do that already.
So do we want to go ahead and do the 2-minute timer now, or how do you want to proceed?
Well,
Timer.
okay. 2-minute timer for public comment.
Yeah, so it'll be like last time. So you'll see the 2-minute timer. So I'm going to be sharing that right now.
Okay. And do we monitor the chat? Is that where they would pop up if there are any questions?
That's correct.
Okay. Hmm.
All right, Judy, did you receive the script?
Yes, okay, and I did receive it. Definitely looks looks different. Okay, so then now after this 2 minutes, the commenting period for public comments is now closed. Have the commissioners, let's see, well, there were no no submitted comments whatsoever, so nothing to read. Let's see. Secretary, just for confirmation, can you state how many comments were received or not received? Okay. All right. So then now we can, again, move on to the action items. And the first item on the agenda is approval of the August 19th, 2020 minutes. Do the commissioners have any clarifying questions for staff before we go to public comments?
Chair Gallardo, I'm sorry. Did you already do the vote for the approved minutes?
No, we just back to the 2 minutes for the public
Public
comment.
comment. Okay, so where are we in right now? We're in the.
Yeah, for the approval of the minutes. Yes, and we're taking any questions if there's any clarification needed for the minutes.
Oh, for the minutes. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, and seeing as there are no questions from commissioners, then I will now call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on the item before commission deliberation. So as a reminder to our commissioners, please refresh the view on your screen to ensure that new comments appear. Okay, so there were no comments, public comments submitted at that, for that item. All right, so do any commissioners have comments or questions? Okay.
Answer questions about the agenda or?
At this point, it's still just item number 1 for consideration, which is
Okay.
the minutes.
No.
Okay. So it seems that we have no comments or questions, and so Alicia? I believe you're next, correct, with the, to take the vote?
Yes. So Commissioner Akana,
Yes.
A or nay to approve for item number 1?
Yes.
Commissioner Andrade, Commissioner Bernardo Andrade, Commissioner Bernardo, Commissioner Duran, Commissioner
Aye.
President,
Aye.
Chair Gallardo,
Aye.
Commissioner McCabe, Commissioner McCabe, Michael, Commissioner
Yeah.
Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Munoz Andrade,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Morelka.
Yes.
All right. It passed.
Okay. Good. Okay, so now moving on to the next item on the agenda, it's item 2. It is the consideration of canceling the 40th anniversary in 2021 as opposed to postponing the event. Does staff have a presentation?
I just want to go, just really talk really quick about what they were requesting for this as a result of of the pandemic. We are, we're restricted with travel. So their proposal is instead of, because I know before in the previous meeting, it was a postponement of the 40th anniversary delegation visit. They want to know if it's better to just not postpone it, but rather just cancel it. That way, there's no, then they'd have to plan if when that would be. It's just a lot of work to try to like postpone it. Their other suggestion would be if the commission would be okay with maybe a video message exchange or something instead of the official visit, but there'd just be sort of like a video from their mayors to kind of like celebrate the 40th anniversary. So that's what they're proposing. I'm gonna put the link to the YouTube video, a suggestion, because they had an example of what Toledo did with their sister city of a video exchange. I'm not going to show it on WebEx only because I know from experience that sharing videos on WebEx is really hard. It's just the video is super choppy and just not worth it. So you can watch it later on. I'm going to put it in the chat, and then you could. Oops, I have to find it first. And then and then you can view it later. It's really nice, and it's a little high production, but that's what they're proposing. So the suggestion is to cancel the delegation visit for the 40th anniversary and perhaps do something else. So they suggested, OIFA suggested maybe just a video. So that's what you will be discussing. And I'm going to put the link to the YouTube video later in the chat, and you can view it later. Right now, it's like I said, I can't show it on WebEx only because WebEx is is really poor for that.
Okay. Okay. And do commissioners have any clarifying questions for our staff at this point before we move on to public comment?
Simba, you can speak.
No questions?
Yes, my question is if who produces the video and who pays for that if we decide to do that?
That's a good question. It is video editing production is quite a lot of work, and I would that's something to propose to maybe we can talk to the mayor and see if there's something they're willing to, if they have somebody that they might want to do it to do that with. But I just think that I think right now um, you can propose it and we can try to and we can come back next meeting and let you know how what they decide. But my feeling is that if we do a video presentation, it would have to go we'd have to go through proper vetting, and it might even be the communications department of the city who put it together. And if nothing else, it can just be a simple video of just like filming Mayor Salas just like say having a few words and then asking Odawara's mayor to say a few words as well, and then just kind of put them together. Again, that could be something that a city department can do. And I'm just throwing it out there. It's not definitely not like promising anything, but it's just ideas that something different, something that that will put some effort into it because it is the 40th anniversary, because it is special, but something a little safer.
I'd rather have a montage of photos, not just the two mayors speaking.
Okay.
But discuss that at a later time if they approve that and if they ask us what the budget is and so forth.
Okay, very good questions. Okay, so then now we will go ahead and call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on this item before our commission deliberates on it. So commissioners, as a reminder, please refresh your view on the screen to ensure that any new comments will appear. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay. So I believe we don't have any public comments that have been submitted, correct? Okay. All right, so then the commenting period for this item is now closed. And let's see, so then do any of our commissioners have any further comments or questions on this item?
Just for clarification, so then the next one would be on the 45th. Is that what this cancellation of the event would be? And yeah, I mean, is that correct? So we wouldn't have anything for the next 10 years, or is that what we're, well, the next 6 years? 6 years, I guess it would be.
Yeah, because they have this every 5 years. They have this celebration. So you're right. It would have been the 40th. So the next one would have been the 45th. Yeah,
it would be 2026, right?
Okay.
So that would be 6 years from now.
Yes.
I mean, in my opinion, it would be fine to cancel it, but it would be something I would hope that we could plan something prior to the 6 years from now. So it's not necessarily, it wouldn't necessarily be a postponement. So every year we're going to have to revisit this, but something to just plan something in between now and then. Plus they have a new mayor we haven't met, and there's a few other factors. I don't know how long when Mayor Salas will be when her term will be up. Isn't she on her last eligible term as mayor? And so I'm not sure when that will be as well. So I'm not sure if she would be anxious to go, or if she would want to just kind of defer for whoever will be replacing her. So those are, I think, a couple of factors involved. My feeling is just that it would be nice to have something open in the next 6 years. It doesn't have to be next year. It doesn't have to be the following year, but something that if they were, that we would like to have something in between there, if that makes any sense, rather than a total cancellation of anything until 6 years from now.
I completely agree with Ken.
And so, Erwin, what's the feedback? Have you had a chance to speak with the Mayor Mary Salas? So
I have not. I mean, really, this is just for this coming year. We're not saying it's going to be these delegation visits are going to be canceled altogether, just for this year because of the circumstances. So, I mean, really, that's don't want to look too far ahead, and I understand it's we do have one coming up in a few years, but this is the vote really is just for this the 2021 40th anniversary. But I have not gotten any feedback from the mayor. But I'm sure she assumes that it's not going to happen either. So she had asked about it months ago, and she already had kind of like I figure it's not going to happen. So
yeah, okay. So then with us placing the motion, putting forth the motion to cancel it and not postpone, that seems to be something that, I mean, is expected, or that she at least was expecting as well. Okay.
But the terminology on how they have it canceled versus postponed, I just want to make it clear that it would be something we could cancel the event, but have something in between now and the next one. So if canceling is that's fine. If postponing it and saying, well, we'll do it in 2022 or 2023. I mean, I don't know how you view that terminology. Is you know what I mean? So
I think they're from the emails that they sent us when they were requesting the cancellation, it seemed that they just didn't want the stress of having to plan, and again, with everything being so iffy, whether it's going to happen or not, and so they just didn't want to have that stress of continuing to plan, next year, and then we still can't travel next year, and then the following year, and maybe we still can't travel the following year. So just having to always plan and have that stress there, I think that's what they're trying to, I guess, alleviate during this time. So So then canceling it at least gives us a clearer picture, so it's more defined. We know, okay, it's definitely canceled, and if anything, then hoping, praying that in 2026 will be much better. So, and again, like you said, I mean, if things happen to turn around and get better before then, I really don't think there would be anything to stop us from being able to propose, having a trip in between the two anniversaries, the 5-year anniversaries.
Okay.
So for now, this motion is just to have exactly that wording to vote on it being canceled. So it is a very good point, Commissioner Moroka, that you made, that it's important to stress that the word on this is canceling or cancellation of the upcoming anniversary, and that's what we have to vote on, and then give them that feedback. Okay. Are there any other questions or discussions?
I have a question. Do you also want to just put together in the vote finding an alternative like the video solution as something to do? I mean, that's something you can vote on as well as a possible, explore other option, other online version. And again, they just suggested a video. It could be something else. I don't, it's really that's sort of the discussion.
Mm-hmm. Like some type of full celebration to still get the, have the momentum that we had, keep that going and have the energy and still be able to celebrate, for the 40th anniversary. So I think that would be good. I think it would be good to add that in our notes there, that in lieu of this 40th anniversary, we would like to do some type of a virtual celebration. Do any other commissioners have any suggestions or any questions regarding this?
As far as the video goes, I would kind of be wondering, just kind of have to plan out in our heads what we would be presenting in the video. If it's just going to be a 30-second congratulations of it, or are we going to try to show the city, or if we're going to do something a little bit more. If it's I don't know what it all entails. If it's just a matter of just saying that when we're able to get together and have a little celebration and just say congratulations and a happy anniversary kind of thing, that's completely different than trying to have a 3-minute video of different sites and different things happening throughout Chula Vista. So,
well, do you think we can merge those two things? Because I kind of like the idea, those ideas that you brought up, and it would be nice if it had a little bit of each. If it had some type of history of Chula Vista, and it kind of highlighted some of the main things to do here in Chula Vista, and then in addition, it also had us wishing them congratulations and Happy New Year, and maybe if they had both, it would be a good combination. Not just a documentary, but a little bit of both. Is this the correct forum, I guess, to decide that, Erwin, or do we go more into details?
To decide what, if you want to do a video, or what you can do is you can vote on, we would like a video, and then you could make the recommendation that that staff produce it, and then I could take it from there and see what and report out next time what that's going to look like. Because we need to get the mayor's blessing, of course, but then we'd also have to find out how we would like to do this. And if we already have the infrastructure in place, I guess, to go ahead and produce the video, we can go ahead and certainly try to do that. I'd have to get content, and the discussion would be next time, what do you want in it? And I think that also the content really has to be what the mayor wants in it, for sure. So So I think that I think for your vote, you could probably just vote on we we're going to cancel the physical celebration, but we're going to do the a virtual one via a video moving forward for 2021.
And the strength of our Odawara exchange has been our students. So hopefully in that video, if you've talked to Mayor Salas, that we will include the students from as far as many years as we could go back.
Nice touch. Yes, that would be really nice. Okay, so can we make note of that, have that recommendation included then in this discussion portion? And are there any other comments, questions, suggestions?
Well, I think we're going to need to have a timeline on that, because if we're having meetings every other month, I'm not sure what kind of timeline we're going to have, how you want to push forward on it. I mean, the anniversary is next year, so I mean, probably any time next year, and maybe by summertime or by August or something. I'm not sure, but you know, given how often we have our meetings right now, it's would be kind of I think difficult to try to plan things out, just having an hour meeting every couple of months.
So just to clarify, Vice Chair Kumuro, the commission meetings are scheduled monthly. It just by circumstance has been kind of skipping over months because of it's harder now to get them on the books, and we have to go through the approval process. We also need to have items on the agenda, so that's why it's like that. We can actually have it on the regular meetings every month if we need to. So so I wanted to clarify that we can get it for sure in December.
Would we be able to create subcommittees?
To create, I'm sorry?
Create subcommittees for project-oriented tasks?
Can. And that's something, but because it's not in the agenda, you'll have to put that on the agenda next time. But it is possible, and the Cultural Arts Commission actually voted on subcommittees their last meeting.
But now, how would we meet? Would we be meeting through WebEx, and would it be through the city, or would it be meeting on our own, private Zoom?
So the beauty of the subcommittees is that because subcommittees are typically 2 to 3 people, it's not the majority, and so it's not violating any Brown Act. What the Cultural Arts Commission has done in the past is 2 or 3 of them would meet, and they would just talk, and they would make these plans, and then they would present it to the commission, and that's when things would be voted on. So that's what the subcommittees were really successful in doing. So 2, as long as it's not the majority of you, but if it's 2 to 3, I think 3 maximum, then you can have a subcommittee and you can talk. It doesn't have to be public. You can talk in private. You can do it through Zoom. You could do it like socially distanced outside. However you want to meet for as long as you want, and then you present what you met with, and then at the next commission meeting, and as a group, then you all vote on, or you report out, and then you vote on whatever it is you need to vote out. So subcommittees are actually really useful in that regard.
Okay, good. And so can we make that recommendation, though, to add that to our agenda for next time, to create these subcommittees?
I would suggest you think about what subcommittees you want to make, so that it'll be a shortcut so that you are ready to go. And then also think about, you're probably going to have to talk about who wants to go in what subcommittee, how many you want, what they're going to be called, their specific task. So I would suggest you all be ready for that, so that it's quicker, because if you're not, you're going to have to wait till next meeting to kind of clarify things. So just be ready to vote on specifics, like who's going to be on, what are you going to be doing, what are they going to be called. So that's my suggestion.
Will you allow the subcommittees to communicate with OIFA over in Odawara at all?
Yes.
Or does it have to be?
You should be able to. And again, the only thing you really need to be aware of is if you are as a commission, making speaking on behalf of the commission, but you can or making doing action items that the commission has already approved. So you can ask OIFA to maybe, for like information, but if you're going to do an action, like, and say like, hey, OIFA, we're going to be doing this, that has to have been voted on by the commission. So I would be careful with that. So.
And who has to be included on the email going back and forth between OIFA and this?
Definitely me, or or a staff member, and I'm going to introduce you later to Bill Sandwald. He's going to be taking over at some point. But I definitely one of the staff here, Alicia, me, or Bill. And I probably Chair Gallardo just so that she's in the loop. But we can talk about that a little bit more as when you all discuss subcommittees. So because you still need to define what you're going to do.
Okay. Well, for myself, I would be up for a video. Some kind of message to send back in lieu of a 40th anniversary. I'm not sure what that would contain, but that would be nice. But I would also encourage that we would be some wording in there that we would be hopeful that we would be able to meet before our 45th. And not planning it, nothing in cement, but just hoping, hope we could get together in person before our 45th anniversary.
Okay. Okay. And just to make sure that we have we received all other comments from commissioners. If you have any questions or would like to add additional comments to this. I don't see any raised hands. Okay. So then now we can move on to the motion and get a second on that. So Alicia?
Who would like to motion in second?
I'll move that we cancel the 40th anniversary trip.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be, cancel
together with the video and then send the video in lieu of the trip.
Yeah.
Commissioners, I wanted to speak, but didn't have a chance. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So this is a suggestion. And nowadays that everything's run through social media and in 30-second videos and 100 characters via Twitter. Maybe we could probably think, and this is for all sister cities, a faster way to reach out to the cities is via social media, like any other social media manager. Post a picture of the city, congratulating, or maybe a city hall and sending greetings to our sister city from. We just tag them, right? So I'm more inclined of small little captions of videos, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, instead of a big production, like a 5, 10, or even 20-minute. That people nowadays don't even have the time, right? You slide through your phone. I mean, everybody does this, right? Through Instagram in seconds or microseconds. So something that captures your attention immediately instead of sitting down for a long production of video. Maybe we can discuss in those subcommittees, just as a suggestion.
So Commissioner Andrade, that's funny that you mentioned that. I was gonna, in the staff comments part of the agenda, I was gonna suggest that you do that with all the other sister cities, those types of videos. But for this one, because it's so special, it's the 40th anniversary, we do the long video.
Okay.
That was actually gonna be my staff comment. So.
Great. Okay, we're in sync. Thanks.
Good. Okay. Very good. So, and sorry about that, Bernardo, when I didn't see your hand raised, or I mean the little thing. So, but okay, but we got your comment in, so good. And sorry, I want to make sure I don't miss anyone else. So be sure to please unmute yourself if you do have any last questions or comments before Alicia takes vote by roll call.
So Duran motion for someone. Someone like to second the motion?
Aye.
Well, I'll second the motion.
Oh, is that more? Oh,
Yeah, I'll second it.
okay. Okay. All right, and Commissioner Akana? Commissioner Akana?
I said yes.
Commissioner Andrade?
Yes, approved.
Commissioner Duran?
Aye.
Chair Gallardo?
Aye.
Commissioner McCabe?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Munoz Andrade?
Aye.
And Vice Chair Muraoka?
Aye.
All right, passed unanimously.
Okay. Okay, so then on our agenda, the next item is other business. So the next item on the agenda is item number 3, and that, of course, is staff comments.
Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, the reason I think it's a good idea to maybe do videos as well with the other sister cities is that, I mean, I've been with the, as your staff liaison for just a couple of months, but I feel like there needs to be more attention to the other sister cities. So I think it would be a great way to kind of reach out to them to I don't know, do things like videos or other ways to highlight them. So I would suggest, for upcoming meetings, thinking about ways to bring the other sister cities into this discussion. As much as Walla has been really important to the commission, I feel like the Cebu City and Pato need attention as well. And again, I'm new, so I don't know what it was in the past. But just from my experience with the commission, I recommend, some more effort with the other sister cities because they deserve our attention as well. So that's one part of it. I do want to introduce Bill Sandwald. He's here in our group. He is my new co-principal librarian. He's actually going to at some point take over this as staff liaison. Not that I'm going to be completely separate from you, but he is going to at some point soon be the lead for you all. So we're in constant conversation about what's going on here. So and he's been listening in as well, so he knows the ideas that we're kind of developing here. So I just wanted to introduce him. He's here. You can see him. He's got the purple background. So Bill, just a few words if you want to just introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm excited to have joined Chula Vista Public Library just within this past month. So I come from a lot of library experience, though. I had 23 years with City of San Diego Public Library and then 3 years as a principal librarian with the county library system. But I'm excited to be here in Chula Vista. And actually, one of the things I was most excited about was doing work like this, like working with the International Friendship Commission. So looking forward to getting to know all of you and working with you. Apologies, I was having some tech issues and WebEx froze twice on me, and you didn't see my panic comments I was sending Erwin and Alicia behind the scenes. But I'm glad to be back and back in the meeting.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Welcome, Bill. Okay. Oh, sorry, did I cut you off, Erwin?
No, I think I'm done. That's all I wanted to mention.
Good. Well, okay. So next, then on the next item on the agenda is item number 4, and that would be either comments from myself or Vice Chair Muraoka. So I do have some comments then tied into what you mentioned, Erwin, about the social media. I was wondering, would IFC be able to get an Instagram account, because I noticed that OIFA, they do have their own Instagram account, and I think it would be nice to be able to send messages back and forth, tag each other on that. I think that's a brilliant idea that you and Bernardo brought up about social media, and it would be nice to be able to send messages like that to our sister cities, nice, short, and sweet messages. But currently, IFC does not have any type of social media account.
So it's interesting that you brought that up, because the Cultural Arts Commission asked to have a subcommittee of similar, a marketing and promotional subcommittee doing similar things. So my recommendation for that would be add that to your subcommittee wish list, or propose that for the next meeting as a
Okay, so I would definitely like to propose for our next meeting, so that's
So add that on.
So would we have a separate Instagram account for each city, or just in one in general?
I think one in general, if we had, because the Instagram account would be for the commission, the International Friendship Commission, and that would cover, like any number of sister cities that we have a relationship with. It would probably be this.
Okay.
One.
I'll also have to ask, because it's something that maybe, it may be as simple as the library can host it or something. I don't know. Well, I'll find out. Okay. But keep it in mind just as a possible subcommittee.
Okay. Good.
On that, who would be responsible for sending out messages on behalf of the IFC? Would it be just Judy or Commissioner Gallardo, or would it be, anybody on the commission? I mean, I'm fine with just making comments on something that's put out there on something. So if we have a message out there, I'd be happy just putting comments on there as well. I don't need to speak in behalf of the commission, but I'm just kind of curious if there would be somebody specifically that is only allowed, or is it going to be anybody on the committee could allow, or anybody on the commission could be allowed to speak?
I think it would have to be whoever's on that subcommittee. Kind of curate, or just, if anyone wants to comment, then you contact the subcommittee and say, hey, we want to do this or something. So yeah, I think that it would be easiest that way.
Yeah, because in this years, I think we tried using the This Is Chula, This Is Chula account, but we sent messages to, I'm not sure who we sent them to, might have been the city clerk, but so it took kind of long in order to request to have something posted to that Instagram account. And I don't know, it might have even been denied. I can't remember now what the situation was, but it didn't seem to be as easy as if we did have a subcommittee that was in charge of it. So that would be nice if we did have that type of subcommittee created.
We do have.
Do you have a comment?
We do have a Facebook account that the student ambassadors created each year, and they showed pictures of them in Odawara.
On Facebook, though, correct? Not on Instagram?
Yes, it's Facebook, and it was informal. It wasn't official.
And that's what's interesting, because for us, for the city of Chula Vista, it's the student ambassadors that have created their own Facebook page for their communication. But on our counterpart, our sister city of Odawara, it's actually OIFA that has their own page or Instagram account. So it would be nice if IFC also had that.
Well, on this, with the social media, is it possible just to put in leads on there, like lead comments, and then have, because I think one of the neat things about social media is the spontaneity of things, posting pictures at different times. If you have to go through a committee, then you lose that spontaneity of posting things. But if beforehand we have an event and we post that on there, then people can add pictures. Like if I took pictures at the event, then I could just add them on and avoid being penalized for posting pictures on that hashtag. Would that be okay, Erwin? Or
the thing is, I mean, it's really, going back to the subcommittee, really, it's up to the subcommittee's timeline. I mean, if you have an event and you're taking pictures, it's okay to post them the next day, or knowing that the event's coming up, yet the subcommittee should know that you're probably going to need to post pretty soon. So, it's just social media, yeah, there's spontaneity, but there's because I myself run the library's marketing team. There is a lot of planning and scheduling involved as well. I mean, spontaneity is for, like, if there's a current event that happens to be resonating at the time for the library, of course we're gonna say something about it, but usually all that stuff is planned out a week ahead at least. So but all of this is a conversation to have with that subcommittee if you choose to have that task for that subcommittee.
Okay.
If I may comment, I believe this is something, maybe it's not obviously not a full-time job, but definitely we do need a social media administrator. And if we have maybe not the budget, but probably the means or the resources to have, let's say, an intern every 6 months and rotate that to be the social media administrator, because one of the benefits that we want with social media is to appeal to a younger crowd, right? And we want to, reach out and communicate, and maybe all of us here in the commission, as young as we all are and feel, we do need that young blood to reach out, right? And I don't think when you mentioned subcommittees, to have a media account for every subcommittee, right? I mean, I believe that we should be unified as the International Friendship Commission for the city of Chula Vista, and then reach out to every city. And yeah, the subcommittees can, maybe coordinate with with Alicia or one of the members of the sitting committee, and then yes, filter that message, because we do want to unify and approve that, right? We don't want to just post whatever. So if we, I don't know, I'm not putting the headlights on you, but like you said, there's a lot of thinking and reasoning on what do you want to post, right? I mean, you don't want to post just every single hour like an influencer, and then just you lose track of what the message is, right?
Mm-hmm. True. Okay.
okay, well, if we're still on whatever item we're on, can we move on from social media, or is there?
Oh yeah, now we can go ahead. Well, this is also item number 4. Any type of questions that Vice Chair Moroka that you might have, or any comments?
Yes, well, we had, I think Erwin had sent out an email back about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Was that right? And it had some of the questions that OIFA had for our group. It was some of the questions. Well, the questions were the aim of this is referring to our application process for our students, our student exchange. And so I'm not sure if anybody has that, but it's not on the agenda. But I think they were waiting for an answer because they sent it out like about 6 weeks ago, I think.
Well,
5 weeks ago.
The email was really, they wanted to know a decision on, which you already said about the cancellation of the delegation. But the other part of the email was they wanted to explore a little bit more about the youth ambassador program, because they just were having questions about the vision for it, how much it costs, feedback from the participants, things like that. That I'm gonna, I do have files from Lynette when she was the staff liaison. So I can call from that. I can also talk to Lynette and see if they can answer, if she can answer some of their questions. A lot of that is just information about like what the background of it, and then they're going to they'll also mull it over once we get that information over to them, and then they'll provide a recommendation.
Yeah, because my feeling from that email was that they're having similar problems. We for our this past cycle of student exchange back in 2019, there, we only had, I think, five or 4 or 5 applications. Is that correct?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. So it seems like they had a similar problems, and it could stem from a lot of high schools and colleges, at least over here in the United States. They offer student traveling over to different countries. My son, as a junior, he had gone over to China for a couple of weeks, and so there's programs like that already in place. So I'm not sure if students are veering toward those kinds of programs rather than the student exchange program or the student ambassador program that we do have here, or the youth ambassador program that we have here. But I wanted to. I just have a feeling that they're questioning the validity or the success of their program, and so they might want to veer in a different direction. So
that is the feeling I got as well. That they were questioning whether to even continue this program, because one of their very, very first emails to us, not only was it about canceling the upcoming anniversary trip, but they also wanted to, I thought they had made comments about canceling the student ambassador exchange program. They weren't sure whether or not it's relevant in, today's climate, I guess, or because students, they can easily travel back and forth, they said. So it's no longer, the kind of, it doesn't draw as many applicants to this program as probably it used to be. So, yeah.
Judy, Commissioner Giard, I've been with this program for years. The program is not focused on traveling back and forth. It's spending time with the families and learning more about each culture within the family. And that's what you cannot get when you just travel back and forth. That was the initial intent of the program.
And I feel that perhaps you should be, you're one of the better qualified commissioners here, and because you've been here the longest, to give this type of feedback that Erwin can include in the response and the reply, so that they get an idea of this, of why this program was even started to begin with, what the mission is, what the benefits, the advantages of this is in comparison to, as they had mentioned, students just traveling, being able to travel anywhere. But they don't get that background. They don't get the friendship, the family bonds that they create. So I think those would be good comments to include in our reply to OIFA. And maybe can we forward that email, Erwin, or did you forward to all commissioners? Or would you
we've had so many problems with them trying to even email us. I know that there, for some reason, the Chula Vista city email is blocking them, so it was just hard just even to get them. So they actually had to get a friend of theirs to contact me to say, hey, they're trying to reach you, and it's been kind of crazy. So yeah, I couldn't quite forward it because the email thread was so so convoluted. But I'll try to find it and like in its original form and send it over to you. I'll BCC everybody and kind of let you know. So my plan was to just go ahead and just give them that information because Commissioner Akana, I'll probably consult you because they were just asking for the basic information before they discuss how they want to move forward with it. Because I don't think they have that information. So that's all they were really asking for at this point. And then once I email the vote for the delegate for the 40th anniversary, and then also the information that they were asking for, then they'll hopefully respond quickly to what they would recommend and what they would suggest for as for the commission.
One thing I'm kind of curious about with our last youth exchange program was that when we had our delegation, our our group that we had sent over there, well, they had I think four girls that were in Japan, and then over here we had two girls and two boys that had gone over to that we switched with. So I'm not sure. I'm wondering if they had a problem because don't they usually try to I don't. Commissioner Akana might be able to clear this up. Isn't it usually kind of matching up girls with girls and boys with boys or something along those lines when they do an exchange? Was there possibly a problem in that area, or was there maybe possibly a problem with our delegates at all, or our ambassadors at all, or?
Given the time frame, we usually select ours first, we interview first, and then we send them, and they try to match ambassadors on their side to us. That's how it usually is. By interests and age and gender.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now we will move on to item number 5, which now opens the floor to any commissioners or board members' comments. So do any commissioners have any comments? Curtis?
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
And when do we have to respond to them about the questions they sent us?
I would say ASAP. I know they've been waiting, so I think this week I'm going to go ahead and draft the email. So if you don't mind, I can contact you next couple of days. See, and what I can do is I can just email you all, and maybe you can go ahead and answer it that way. I mean, you don't have to vote on it. You just have to answer like, what do you know about this? So
Yeah.
okay. So just expect that email probably tomorrow.
Okay, good. So last call for any other comments, questions from commissioners. Okay, so if not, then it is 7:09 p.m. and I am adjourning the meeting to the next regular meeting of the International Friendship Commission on December 16th, 2020 via teleconference. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Judy.
Thank you, Chair Gallardo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.